Welcome back, everybody, to another episode in the Love and Science channel. I am Sam SolBright, and I once again joined by my lovely soul sister, Jenny. Thank you for being here again.
Thank you for having me again.
Yes. We're going to be diving in and talking a little bit about everything that comes through. So as we were kind of like feeling into what to share with you guys today, there was an aspect that Jenny brought forth about kind of the realignments right now and the alignments astrologically. So if you want to just kind of quickly share that.
I just know that as of June 4th, Saturn will be going retrograde. So we'll be revisiting things that we thought we already cleared or things that we had to implement in the beginning of the year. So we'll be revisiting some things that we thought was out of our perception, but they're coming back around for us to take a deeper look into, or a deeper dive into.
Yay, yay, yay. One of the things that I wanted to bring forth is that in relevance to the ascension journey, in relevance to anchoring new earth, anchoring more light, is that there's a lot of misperceptions, but there's a misperception of only dealing with certain aspects or certain emotions or certain programs once, twice, or whatever the case may be. And technically speaking, there's like main themes and topics within your journey that will continuously come up to go deeper into, to feel deeper layers, to remember different purposes of it. And so right now with what Jenny was talking about, it feels like it's offering a wonderful opportunity for all of us to not close off to that part of the process. Just continuously opening yourself up, no matter what comes through, no matter what your perception was, no matter if you thought it was gone, it was cleared, it's, done with. There's levels to this. So you work through different levels and you clear that level. And then the next time around when it comes up, then you get to clear the next level and the next level. And you're literally the spiral. You're literally a spiral with no end. You're literally a spiral that you bottomless being. And we just go deeper and deeper and deeper into ourselves, into feeling more, opening more, expanding more, and recognizing what those themes, those experiences, those realities brought forth for us. So do you want to share anything similar to this that you've gone through, either like recently or not recently, of like something that you've thought was done and over with, kind of the surface?
I suppose something that's coming to mind is like the empath energy. So, once you think that you're supposed to feel other things, or you're supposed to experience other people's stuff, that just kind of means that it's your boundary that needs to be reinforced. So for me, it was probably boundaries, and just to revisit how where I was maybe lacking or needed to reinforce those boundaries. So probably boundaries and yeah, we'll stop there. Just that's what I'm thinking right now.
So there's a lot more, for sure. But the frequencies that come through in our reality serve a lot of purposes. So like you said, for instance, creating more space for you, so that you're not that affected in a way. And also for me, it's been feeling deeper layers of it so that I can resolve, dissolve. And so the next time it comes through, I am bringing forth a different experience, like a different reality that maybe doesn't affect me, or that empowers me to say, no more, this is it, taking my power back, whatever the case may be. And so as we allow whatever comes through in our realities, it's definitely an opportunity to empower ourselves. There's so many things that come through that we kind of fall victim to, or we kind of fall into the blame, or the why is this happening, whatever the case may be. But if you open up to everything that you're experiencing right now, you will start to feel how everything is an opportunity for you to see more, feel more. Where are you giving your power away? Where are you still conforming? Where are you still playing small? Where are you still hiding? Because so technically speaking, when we go back into those programs, we play small, we hide, we play victim. It feels like a bigger, we create a reality to really show us that. Sometimes it's not that pretty, sometimes it could be like in your face kind of thing. But this is why I feel it's really important for us to really recognize when we go back into these aspects. When do we go back into play small? When do we go back into hiding? When do we go back into blame, shame, pointing fingers, victim roles, whatever the case may be? Because we're literally calling forth our reality to show us those aspects within ourselves. And we can go into like, why are we playing in this? What am I afraid of? What do I feel is bigger than me? What do I feel is stronger and more powerful than me that I have to go back into those roles? I don't know if you want to share anything about anything that's come through and as far as that's in regards to that, of like you recognizing.
Maybe just that we're all we're all able to feel, we're all able to have these abilities, and it's just kind of, how does it present itself to you? How does it show itself to you? And how do you feel about your feelings, and your emotions, your energy and motion? So how, as long as you're in a neutral position within your energetic field, then you know that it will clear or will not present itself again in your reality. Probably one or two more times to make sure it's done, but you know what I mean? It won't affect you like it used to. So like you said, the spiral, the never ending spiral.
Right, right. The deeper you go inside, the deeper you feel within yourself and everything that comes through, the less you're calling forth a reality to force you in a way to see these things or to feel these things. That's why throughout everything that I share, right now it feels very important for me to still talk about emotions. And like you said, open up to how you're feeling, open up to your feelings. What is this making you feel? How do you actually feel about this reality, this aspect, this person, absolutely everything? Because if you suppress it, if you keep suppressing it, or if you keep denying it or resisting it or feeling bad that you feel a certain way about a certain thing, then you're only creating that energy to become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And you'll just keep attracting more and more and more realities into you to show you, push you, force you to no longer deny or resist. And we were talking about this the other day of like, it's just an energy. It's just energy in motion. It needs to move and it needs an outlet. And we need to allow ourselves to create that outlet, create that channel for the energy to move. Because when it stagnates, when you don't feel anything, it stagnates. It gets stuck, it gets heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier, and that emotions attract. So anything that you've suppressed becomes a bigger magnet, and it attracts, it creates, it materializes a reality that will push the emotion out of you so that you can feel it.
That's typically causes dis-ease within the body. So it's a multi-level component to this. So if you don't want to cause dis-ease within your being, then you got to get really real with yourself and, sit with it, because that's the only way to, to handle it.
Mm-hmm. You
Otherwise,
sit with it.
and it won't, it's begging for your attention. What are you going to pay attention to? So
The more you pay attention to it, the more it actually subsides.
right.
The more you focus, sit with it, like you said, bring your attention, be fully present with it, no matter how it's materializing inside the body, through emotions, through thoughts, through the physical body too.
Yeah.
It calms the energy down. It's almost like when I'm just kind of bringing this example that came through, like when you're at the store and you have a little child with you and the child wants a toy and it's just like begging and begging and you're not paying attention to it, the louder the kid gets, the more the tantrum, or like that wants your attention, and so it will do anything to get that attention. So it's going to get louder, it's going to get more chaotic, it's going to get more stressful to be or to like deal with this child. And so giving it your attention, opening yourself up to connecting with this aspect, connecting with our child, connecting with the emotion, it actually, it like brings the temper down, it dissipates, it like And then at the end of the day, it's like the child really didn't need whatever, like the toy or the candy or whatever. It just needed your attention. It actually wanted your attention. It didn't really want the toy or the candy. And so like, if you give it the attention, then it's like gonna forget about what it actually want, like what it thought it wanted or needed. And the child is gonna become much more peaceful and much more easier to handle. It's literally like that within ourselves, of like everything, at some level, everything is trying to get our attention. Everything is becoming louder. Everything in your reality, and the third dimensional realities, or the realities that we have around us that are so tied to the third dimensional world, are gonna become more and more distorted. They're gonna get louder, they're gonna get more distorted, they're gonna get much heavier to deal with, much heavier to handle, much heavier to not look at and not focus on. And I feel like everything right now is just refocusing, realigning you to like go inside, stop looking out there, and like internally. And so even with like, if we tie in like the aspect of like Saturn, and then tying it to like the 3D structures and how they're so if we look at like the retrograde as all of these 3D systems going backwards and collapsing and going through destruction and stuff like that, it's going to be harder to look at in a way, because I feel like it's going to allow us an opportunity to no longer look out there, but look inside. So it's almost like, go ahead.
You really have to think of it as an opportunity. Just to see, everything is an opportunity and a blessing. And, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, and sometimes it's right up in your face. And if you can, recognize that it's just, everything's here to serve you, and it's your perception on whatever it is that, it's just asking you to pay attention to it. Make sure that, how you feel. It may not feel pretty, and that's probably why you have to sit with it more than, something that does feel good, so you can get to that blissful state of being all the time, or most of the time.
Well, and it becomes like, so the ugly stuff and the really heavy stuff may not feel so blissful, but it unlocks more bliss and magic.
Yes, that's
So,
that's where the treasure is.
Exactly.
And it's always, hidden away, and, you've got to find it. You've got the key.
And it may not look like, like I was mentioning, it's not going to look as pretty. It's not going to look glamorous. It's going to be messy, and it's going to be intense, and you're going to need a lot of tissues, and you're going to just let it all out, but it's going to be, but the treasure is hidden inside, like you said. The freedom is on the other side. Your soul is on the other side. Your purity is on the other side. And so just opening up more and more and more to every part of this process. Even if you thought you were done with it, even if you thought you cleared it, even if you thought it was never going to come back, just really open to the fact that it all anytime it comes back into your perception, you'll be able to you'll be able to deal a little bit better with it the more open you are and the more embracing you are of the journey. And as you do, the faster you'll go through it. So it's the length of time in which all of this occurs. It's literally and solely dependent on how much you are opening up to it, how much you're honoring it, how much you're surrendering to it. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be logical. If you get stuck in like, why is this happening again? I thought I cleared, like you're in resistance at that point when you're like questioning, like, why is it coming back? Or why do I need to do this again? Or why I thought I cleared this, or I thought I did this, and I thought it does that. And then like it creates a loop cycle. And so if you just open up to it, and like you said, you open up to like, okay, what's the opportunity? Because everything is an opportunity. What's the opportunity here? Show me the opportunity. Show me what else do I need to see? Show me deeper levels. Show me more that I can free myself from. And that opens you up. Just if you were to just ask that question every single time in every way, especially when something comes through that kind of hits you at the side of the head, hits you, or like pulls a rug from under you, or whatever the case may be. If you were to just ask this question, what's the opportunity? Show me the opportunity. Show me, so that I can work through this faster, so that I'm not stuck in it, so that I don't drown in it, so that I don't spin in circles around it. Like that's all dependent on how much you're opening up to it and how much you're willing to go all in. So let go of keeping track of how many times you've been dealing with it. I let go of that a long time ago. I don't keep track of that stuff anymore. Every time something comes up that I've already worked through, I'm like, okay, show me. What's the opportunity? What do I need to feel more? How I want to go deeper into this. Show me what to do. Show me how to resolve this. Show me how to clear more levels. It doesn't matter how many times I work through this. I'm not keeping track anymore. I don't tally it anymore. I just completely surrender and open out to everything that comes through in my reality. And honestly, you'll be saving yourself a lot of time and a lot of energy by not counting, by not keeping tabs, by not getting the linear mind in the way, by not allowing your linear mind to take control and try to figure things out.
Yeah, your universe will definitely show you what you need to address. And especially if you ask, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask for it and it'll come.
That's a really big one too. We've been afraid to ask. It's funny because something came through the other day and it took me back to a remembrance of some of the things that I had asked when I was a little girl. I never got. And so at some point I stopped asking.
Yeah.
I was like, why bother? kind of thing. Like, and I hadn't like that was pretty recent, and it was just like, oh, a deeper layer. Like I actually hadn't, I'm sure it came through at some level, like at some point in my journey, but it came back and I was like, I haven't been asking. Mind you, like I ask a lot of questions to dive deeper within myself, but asking like more in what I need and what I want, like asking things for like, hey, this is what I need, this is what I want. Can I please have it? kind of thing, like, can you please bring me this? Can you, universe, can you provide this? Can you provide that? Can you bring this forward? Blah, 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 blah. And yeah, I went back into that memory of like somewhere I was allowing myself to be stuck in that child aspect of that stopped asking, that stopped asking for things. And that was just kind of, that was a reality that I chose. Like I probably got, I'm not really counting, but like everything that I asked for like Christmas, I never really got. Like it was something different, and it was something else. And, a couple times I might have gotten at least one thing. But other than that, it was like, I got something else. And so that was a kind of a big realization for me to be like, oh, that's why I stopped asking. Because it was just something that I didn't, it gets stuck in your memory. Like it gets stuck in your cellular memory, and you just kind of run with it, and you just keep embodying that aspect. And so opening up myself to like feeling it, feeling that child, allowing that child to feel into what it was like to not get what it asked, or not get what it actually wanted. And then opening up to like, okay, I'm ready to ask. It's okay to ask. You deserve to ask. Like, especially when it comes to like things that support you, things that support your light body, things that support you being in service. We have permission to ask. And it is part of the process of like learning to ask, to ask for things to come through that are highest aligned and that support your journey. But you have to be willing to ask. You have to be willing to give yourself permission to ask in the first place. So it's interesting because most of the things, have come through. It's almost like my soul asks for those things, and they come through, and it's always the miracles upon miracles. But now I feel like I'm in that space where it's like, now you have to consciously ask for these things. Now you have to consciously embody your soul and be your soul, and be open about, universe, I need this, I'm gonna do this. And even Lisa's like, I would always bargain with the universe, like, please bring me this, and I will, do this. I will kill myself to, in service, or whatever the case might be, which is definitely what she did. But like, I will get out there. I will share. I will show up. I will be in service, whatever the case may be. And so she even says like, yeah, sometimes you gotta bargain, man. You gotta be like, I'll put myself out there, and I'll do whatever I'm being asked. But I need this in my reality. So that came through from that. But I feel I think it's powerful, because at some level we're afraid to ask. Sometimes we feel like we don't deserve. Well, we all have that, don't we? The self-worth, the good enough, not good enough, it's within every single one of us. So definitely working through deeper layers of that will always come through, by the way. We will always be looking at all of these different layers and layers of self-worth, the self-confidence, the not good enough, the, worthiness. I will tell you that right now, that is just going to continue to bring itself forward. So just open up to it every time it comes. Is there anything else coming up for you? No,
not right.
So I feel like just I'll to wrap this up, continue to open up, continue to just embrace everything that comes your way, continue to just ask, what's the opportunity? Ask for things that will support you in your journey, support your light body. And the more that you do, the smoother the ride. The more miracles will come up, the more you'll experience the earth. So don't be afraid to feel.
That was one thing that did come up, is don't be afraid to ask for miracles. I ask for miracles every day, and to be honest with you, I receive them. You know, it's really, it's quite beautiful. So the more you ask, the more you will receive.
Just keep opening up to the miracles that are already in store for you. They're already there.
Yeah, it's just your perception on how to see it.
They're there. They're just waiting for you to just open up, open your mind, open your heart, ask. Give yourself permission to receive them. Start seeing yourself as worthy. Start seeing yourself as, I'm ready. I'm ready to receive them. I'm ready to see them. I'm ready to experience them. And you'll feel everything, by the way. So in order to become more ready, you're gonna feel the complete opposite. You're gonna have to go the other extreme and feel where you're not ready, where you feel you're not worthy, where you feel like you haven't done enough, where you feel like somebody else deserves it more than you. All of these things are gonna come up, but they will only allow you to clear them so that you go to the other side and continuously hold on to that truth, and that the essence that we are is it. We're worthy, we're ready, we're capable of anything and everything. And so, yeah, just wanted to bring that forth, because you're gonna feel the opposite, and that's okay. The thing is to not get stuck in that other side and bring both through, so that you can achieve that balance, in a way of opening yourself up enough to see the miracles and see the magic and see the beauty and see the opportunities and see the possibilities. So there's so much out there for us that's just waiting, and it's super patient too. It's just waiting for us, and so we just have to decide, and we just have to choose, and we just have to go forward. So beautiful. Thank you so much for being with me again. Thank you for taking us to your location. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm glad to have company here.
Yes. So with that, thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. We'll share our links below. If anybody would like to join us for all of the things that we do together. So with that, sending you all waves of love, waves of peace, waves of support. And until next time.